I think the last speaker, Dr. Maithili ma'am, ended with a very vibrant and positive note. And I think that should be our attitude always. And the last speaker always has certain challenges, me too. Because after listening Dr. Murli sir, I don't know whether you know this. Dr. Muralidhar is a very iconic name in the Indian judiciary also. For the simple reason, he happens to be the fighter as a judge of the High Court. He used to battle for the human rights, the common citizens' rights. The price what he has paid is that he has to lose his Supreme Court judgeship, because always he renders judgments. It's not always in the sense whenever it is necessary. He has never hesitated to bulldoze the government whenever the government violates the human rights. I am very happy that Professor Saravanan sir raised the concern about the war which is going on elsewhere, Ukraine, Israel. Who is the perpetrator here? It is the government. But please feel that the social media, all of you have pointed out, the media in India has been silenced. We forget about what is the problem happening in our next door. I think I had a conversation with Professor Dr. Madhusudan. He was telling very casually he was telling that, sir, we are all talking too much, but we do little when it comes to the reality. Sir, really that's the greatest truth that you have that humility and modesty to acknowledge it. Please give a clap to him. That attitude must be with us. And Professor Saravanan sir, I will come back a little later about it. Can I have a request to all of you, with the consent of the organizer? Let me pay a 1 minute silence as a tribute to the salvation of the souls who have lost their life in the Manipur violence, because we are forgetting about this, and the people who are losing in the violence against always. Maybe it can be done at the fag end of the session, if not in between the speech. I request this, I leave it to the organizer's consent to do this. Now I come back to all of you. People would have told many things about these things. But I wanted to share. People would have told me I am recipient of many national awards. I am working for various UN organizations, all these things. I have to tell a small incident where your university, SRM University, has also contributed little bit in this. Would you like to know how it is? Why it is? In my life, in my career, right? You all know Indian Science Congress. Would have heard about it? Indian Science Congress. Please go and read about it if it is not known to you. SRM University hosted the 99th Indian Science Congress. That's the history. All the top scientists, though it is Indian, but it is across the world, all the top scientists across the world used to congregate, and they used to, that will be a brainstorming session. Normally, always, generally, it goes without saying, the President will come for the inauguration, President of India, Prime Minister will come for the valedictory, otherwise, Prime Minister will come for the inauguration and President of India will come for the valedictory. At that point of time, it was hosted by SRM University in Chennai. For my fortune, I have been invited as a guest speaker on biodiversity, one of the sessions in the Indian Science Congress. I was also doing my PhD at that point of time in this field. Believe me, I am able to meet whomever I wanted to meet personally for my research. SRM University has brought them under one umbrella. I am able to meet the UN Secretary General on CBD. I think you can really clap for that event because it's a very rare event, the topmost personality in the world with whom I am able to have my own personal conversation. I have conducted an interview. This would not have been possible for a person like me. It is not possible for me to go. His secretariat is located in Canada. It's not possible for me to travel across all those things and get an appointment with them. But see, these sort of academic conferences are always very, very helpful to you. We don't know where it will be helpful to you, how it will be helpful to you, when it will be helpful to you. I came there, that was my first meeting with this SRM University. Thereafter, this is my second meeting. Today, again, it's a very coincidence. People have spoken about universal human value as a discipline which is going to be introduced in your campus. I feel very proud about it. But let me tell you, I told a word, Dr. Arul Saravanan sir. See, Saravanan is a very typical mythological or whatever you call it. It is associated with beauty, youth, mercy, compassion, all these things. Tamil as a close connectivity. Because Lord Muruga is known as Tamil God. Because we always believe Tamil is supreme even than the God. Please understand that. That is our culture actually. When you started with Tamil Thai Varthu, though it's a private university, I feel that that cultural tradition that we should always keep high. Why I wanted to speak about Professor Saravanan sir, again is as a prefix, Arul, compassion. That I am able to really see that he is really demonstrating in day-to-day life. One of my students invited him. Please see that. One of my students, I think he is that. Please raise your hand. Please give a clap to him. I asked him to arrange a program that we wanted to understand about disability. We are doing a paper on disability studies. We wanted to speak about something called Mental Health Act. Previously it was known as Mental Illness Act in 1987. Because of the change of time and change of cultural attitude, we put it very positively as Mental Health Act rather than Mental Illness Act in 2017. Instead of I am teaching this paper theoretically, we wanted to know something about it personally, practically, professionally from the medical side. It's very difficult to get a doctor. Even if you are paying billions, we won't get quality of services from them. But for a student call, he came down very simply and delivered a beautiful, very insightful lecture. It is echoing in my ears. I learned many things not only from the medical side, from the legal side also from him. Please give a clap to him. I have also acknowledged one more fact. If possible, please, if there is something visitor book, please make it accessible to me. Let me put it on record. My best appreciation to your psychiatric department. I feel inclusivity, diversity, accessibility and affordability, all these things are available in your department in the present in the form of Dr. Saravanan sir and other faculties. The moment I came down in this campus, I met a person who has a background in law and psychology, and she is pursuing PhD in this university, in this department. I feel very proud because this is what the global education standards demands today. It is not unidiscipline, it is not multidiscipline, it is transdiscipline. I have a dream. That dream is that all of you should work harder and harder to see that this university gets one of the top ranking in the QS ranking. We have 2 law schools in the QS ranking in this country is concerned. But we need that sort of things. SRM has a very greater ranking in NAC and other things. But I wanted to see that this is one of the top universities in the world. Therefore, you are getting good things for our state of Tamil Nadu is concerned. This is a medical capital, no doubt about it. Education capital. The university is doing many things in the social responsibility. I think all of you, the mental professionals, mental health professionals, you have to do a bit from your side because charity should start from the home. Now, if the time permits, because I need the audience consent, because anger man listens nothing, something like that. Or can I say something about the human rights, how it is connected with you and how you can be helpful to that?
Yes, sir.
Right. Now see that the first ever international human rights instrument what the UN has adopted is known as Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Today you are starting a course on universal human value. When it was done? It was done in 1948 to reach out to universities like SRM. How many years it has taken now? In 1948 to 2023, more than 70 plus years. Now it has to reach the grassroots level. Please see that. This is the approach actually. Article 3 and 25 of that declaration speaks about health. There is one general human rights instrument called International Covenant on Civil and Economic Rights, Cultural and Economic Rights. And that Article 12 in 1966, this is the UN document, they have spoken specifically about mental health. Till then, it was generally covered as a health. In 1991, the UN General Assembly passed a resolution declaring human right, mental health as a part and parcel of basic human rights. Thereafter, in 2017, they have passed one more resolution. And there are few international conventions, including rights of persons with a disability. There is something called UN Convention on the Rights of Persons with a Disability, because the moment you are tagged or addressed, labeled as a mental health, affected by mental health, they are covered under the Persons with Disabilities Act, Rights of Persons with Disabilities Act. We call them as a differently abled or disabled, whatever it is actually. Now, there are series of acts, many acts are there. In India, we have, sir has nicely pointed out all these things, right from Lunatic Act, way back in British. Then we had certain sections like section 83, 84 in IPC. It is going to be repealed very soon. They are bringing a new version, which we may deal with that little later. Then in 1987, we have a comprehensive act. In 2017, we had completely a new act, the Mental Health Act. And I would like to know, there is a professor from NIMAS. It's so nice that you got the topmost professional of this country to the grassroots level, so that every student of this department gets the benefit out of it. Sir, I don't know whether others got enlightenment, sir. I got many things from your speech today. But sir, government has promised, it's a statutory duty vested upon the government, that the act says for each and every 5 kilometer, please note this word, for each and every 5 kilometer, there shall be a mental health facility. Mental health hospital must be available. Are we fulfilled? Touch your heart and tell me, is it such a facility existing for each and every 5 kilometers in this country? No. Why? This is a mere, it's not a promise, it is a statutory duty. This is a statute, central act. But today they are speaking about something called establishing clinics under Ayushman Health Bharat. What is the Ayushman Bharat scheme? Something like that. They say all the clinics will be converted into mental wellness clinic. There I believe, certainly sir has pointed out the scarcity of the mental health professional, trained, qualified professionals. And sir, this is the problem actually. We always feel that there is an apathy between various health professionals based on their graduation, something like that. Somebody follows allopathy system, somebody follows Ayurveda system, all these things. But there should be a synergy among these things. I think SRM University takes a giant lead in this, because I believe there is no such apartheid. Otherwise, persons from legal background and other background are working on equal footing here. That is, I am able to witness this. This positive attitude, I think you should bring it, synergize it, and have a multidisciplinary attitude that will promote real-time learning, because one cannot solve all the problems. When we are joining our hands together, I think we can, it's not, in law, it's very beauty that for one problem, you have many solutions. It may not be feasible in medical science, since I am not expertise, The doctor has, I think your Pro VC has said, yes, really we lack, we are really humble and we don't have the expertise or competency to address this medical fraternity because we are totally outside your profession. But I wanted to tell you a few things. I'm an expert on biodiversity. People said to ease out your tension many things. One of the things is that please love the nature. I can tell you very simply, please love the trees and don't love under the trees. That will save many things. Please note it. Again, I have one of the nice judge who is retired. He used to say, Indagalatha love patti. I think all of you know Tamil. He says, love is a condition of mind when the mind is out of condition. So please don't indulge in that sort of love. The third thing which I wanted to tell you, ஒரு காலத்துல கால் வந்தா we used to go inside the home. You would have seen no tight STD booth, AC covered, all these things. Go and speak to them very privately. Nobody listens to that. But today what happens? Today what happens? What we do? We all come out of the home, speak to the person. You think that nobody, that is your parents should not know, your family members should not know. Other than that, everybody knows about your conversation. And above all, please see that this is the biggest threat to our privacy. And this is causing a lot of problems, not only mental health problem, other violations, legal rights, everything. Today, somebody said monitoring, right? It's not our parent is monitoring. It's not your well-wishers are monitoring. Anti-social elements are monitoring you because they can monitor your behavior through social media. We spent all our time. Today, Google can monitor your room temperature. Who is sitting with you? What do you do? What do you eat? Whatever you do, everything is done. There is no need for spying. That this police people, if they use this, there is no need for having a third degree method. Please understand, using social media or electronic gadgets with you, நம்ம சொந்த காசுல நம்மளே சூனி வச்சுக்கிற மாதிரி ஆச்சு. So please avoid it. எல்லாத்துக்குமே சொல்றார், நம்ம வள்ளுவர் சொல்றார், மிகுனும் குறையினும் நோய் செய்யும். எதுவுமே அளவுக்கு மேல இருக்கக்கூடாது. எதை யார் கூட ஷேர் பண்ணுமோ அதை அவங்க கூட ஷேர் பண்ணுங்க. I wanted to know lastly, because I wanted to end my conversation, how many of you, apart from teaching விட்டுருங்க, you may think that எங்களோட பெட்டரா உங்களுக்கு சோஷியல் மீடியா சொல்லி கொடுக்கலாம், மற்றவங்க சொல்லி கொடுக்கலாம் நீங்க நினைக்கலாம். But how many of you talk to your professors, maybe for your professional problems, sometimes even personal problems? How many of you? Please raise your hands. Let me see. எவ்வளவு பேர் சார் raise பண்றாங்க?
Very few, sir.
Very few. That shows, I don't know it's a matter of celebration or concern, but I believe it is a concern. Because we have 3 pillars in our life, this shows that you lost connectivity from all the 3 pillars. Mada, Pita, Guru, Devam. அவங்க எல்லாருமே அந்த ரோல பண்றாங்களா? மதர் கூட சர்வகசி மதர் டுடே, ரைட்? Teachers, we all believe my services is outsourced. I am not responsible. My contract terms and I am bound by my terms and conditions of the contract. That shall not be the case. Teacher-taught relationship is such a fiduciary one, very sanctified one. Let me tell you, you can even change your parent. Please understand, you can change even your parent by adoption. Okay, unga biological parent kuda neenga severe பண்ணிடலாம். You can severe your relationship. You can even divorce your spouse. But teachers are always permanently associated with your, not only your CV, but wherever you go. If you are able to maintain sanctified relationship, good relationship with them, I think you can always fly with the flying colors actually. This is my small advice. Ella professions there may be some people may not be good. I wanted to tell you 2 things how the mental health professional can do great service in judiciary. There is something called campus. This is a technology tool, AI tool invented in the US. It is assessing the recidivism, the பழிவாங்கற உணர்வு இருக்கா இல்லையான்றதை அசஸ் பண்றதுக்கு. And there is something called juvenile homes and mental homes. இங்க எல்லாமே judges are not experts actually. They need your expertise. Even some of the sessions, some of the tribunals, you can also sit as a judge, as a technical member, along with the judges in finding the solutions. And the profession has become transdisciplinary today. Everywhere there is an opportunity for every one of you. It is not that within the medical fraternity that you should find the job. You can become even a judge after pursuing your psychiatric. Something like that is something called, we have juvenile justice system. You can sit as a member in the juvenile justice board. You are part of the judge. You are delivering justice to them. Now there are many ways. I can keep on telling you. So there are many things. Take it everything positively. Try to have good relationship with your parents, with your family, with your teachers. And the last words are said. We are searching God or our space, something elsewhere. But everything is found. Everything is found in you, within yourself. What you wanted to become, you can become ultimately. That's what Swami Vivekananda says. Ulluvadellam uyarvullal, vella thaniya malar neettum, anbirkum undo adaikum thar. If this is there, I think nothing will be there. Please see others' problem as yours. Certainly we can find solutions. I believe today would have got, it's not a mere message. Many people would have come differently. Please don't take it as just as a mere academics. Try to do something, whatever feasible from your side. If everyone does something, like each one catch one, teach one, something like that. Everybody start doing a bit from their side. That will become really a win-win situation. The real world of peace, inclusivity, sustainability, and all set of developments will happen, and really the world will become paradise. God bless you all. Jai Hind. Thank you.